Well, you can. I don't think it'll affect her unless.
No, we won't. You could leave early, Miss Joy.
She left. Doctor's appointment said she left at 12, and Angie called in.
And she was sick?
She has that poison oak or whatever it is. All right, what do I have to hit here?
Oh, it's already recording.
Oh! Okay.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. In Virginia alone, 16 to 20-year-olds only represent only 7.4% of all licensed drivers, but are involved in a majority of all fatal alcohol-related crashes. This is the most immense, colossal single cause of death in that age group, and teenage drivers more often kill other people than themselves. There are 26 million alcoholics in the United States, and 1 in 5 are between the ages of 13 and 17. Scientists have proven that drinking alcohol at an early age impairs brain development and many other body functions. Psychologists have proven that adolescents are deeply affected comportment-wise and are not mature enough to handle alcohol in a responsible way. Public safety is in danger every time a teenager decides to get behind the wheel while drunk and drive. For the sake of our children, our town, our country, and ourselves, the legal age of drinking should remain at 21 years of age. Alcohol acts upon the nerve cell of the brain and interrupts the communication between nerve cells and other cells of the body. The way alcohol performs that action is by altering the actions of 2 major neurotransmitters in the brain. Neurotransmitters are chemical messages that enable nerve cells to communicate with each other. Alcohol inhibits the activities of certain nerve pathways, making a person eventually appear sluggish, lethargic, and slow-moving. Though research does tell us that alcohol can damage the developing brain, the amount of alcohol needed to consume to permanently damage the brain is not yet known. For these reasons, it is stated by Alcohol Think Again that it is highly recommended for under the age of 21, no alcohol is the safest choice, and that they delay the initiation of drinking for as long as possible. It is important to ascertain we maintain a stable, salubrious life. Drinking alcohol at such an early age can have long-term effects that may not appear right off, but will eventually impact health. Alcohol is absorbed directly through the bloodstream, which carries it through the body. Once the alcohol hits the brain, it begins to affect behavior. According to the Association for Psychological Science, teenagers are attracted to novel and risky activities, especially with peers, at a time when they lack judgment and the ability to weigh future consequences. Usually once a teenager hits the age of 18, they automatically think they are an adult and can do anything they want. Technically, under the law, they are a legal adult and no longer need parental permission, but they are still in adolescence. In today's culture, youth and young adults are bombarded with media and advertisements about drinking. Often the media makes drinking appear to be fun and sexy. Advertising may include items with alcohol brand names, and alcohol companies may sponsor popular events or give free products to young people. As stated by the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, each year approximately 5,000 young people under the age of 21 die as a result of underage drinking. This includes about 1,900 deaths from alcohol-related motor vehicle crashes, 1,600 as a result of homicides, 300 from suicide, as well as hundreds from other injuries such as falls, burns, or drownings. Teenagers use alcohol as a depressant or a way to feel good and numb their emotional pain. Depressants affect the nervous system and calms and relaxes muscles, which is the reason why those who drink experience that numbing sensation. An undeveloped brain cannot handle the powerful effects of alcohol, so it starts slowing the brain down. If abused, it can turn a teenager violent. When their brain finally shuts down, their judgment shuts down. If a teen is upset about school, a relationship, something going on at home, or simply just stressed, they can turn violent and spit venomous words. As stated above, 5,000 adolescents die due to underage drinking and immature decisions. The pleasure center of the brain matures faster than the part of the brain responsible for impulse and control and executive decision making. The adolescent brain is not developed enough or mature enough to handle the immense powers of alcohol. In 1984, the federal government, along with Mothers Against Drunk Driving, ordered all 50 states to raise their legal drinking age to 21 years old or suffer a 10% cut in their annual federal highway dollars.
Like I said.
According to the Annual Review of Public Health, 1,700 deaths, 599,000 injuries, and 97,000 cases of sexual assault were recorded among college students. Alcohol use encourages risky sexual behavior. Youth who drink may be more likely to have sex, become pregnant, or contract sexually transmitted diseases. Not only does the underage drinking cause individuals pain and heartbreak, but underage drinking costs society $68 billion, or $1 for every drink consumed. This includes medical bills, income loss, and cost of pain and suffering. In the last year, 239 children were killed due to drunk driving car crashes. 720 people are injured every day due to drunk driving accidents, and 28 of those every day die from drunk driving. In most cases, the one who is drunk survives and the others involved are the ones who have to suffer the deaths. Think about how much better parents would feel if they knew their child is safe while out running around. They would not have to worry about sending their new driver out on their own. Towns would not have to worry about coming up with the budget to pay for drunk drivers' damage. Parents always tell their kids when they are finally able to drive on their own that it's the other drivers on the road they need to be cautious of. The opposing argument has excellent points contributing to how the drinking age should be lowered to 18. Look at some of the rights and responsibilities of an 18-year-old. In all 50 states, 18-year-olds can apply for credit cards, illicitly marry without parental consent, divorce, rent, purchase, sign a binding contract, vote, serve on a jury, and serve in the military. If charged with a crime, the 18-year-old is no longer endeavored as a juvenile, they are endeavored as an adult. An 18, 19, and 21-year-old can do assuredly everything a 21-year-old can do except drink alcohol. Of course, one cannot simply ignore that one of the benefits of the 21-year-old since in its constraint is less drunk driving fatalities. The numbers speak for themselves. Safety Administration estimates that the high drinking age of 21 saves the lives of 900 young people each year and has saved more than 25,000 lives since 1975. However, according to Choose Responsibility, twice as many 21-year-olds died in alcohol-related auto accidents as 18-year-olds. Such a staggering statistic verbalizes volumes. A policy that claims to be preserving thousands each year may simply be redistributed deaths over the life cycle to the point at which it becomes legal to drink alcohol. If that is the case, what is the solution? Raise the drinking age to 25, 30, or 40, or maybe even retirement age? David J. Hansen, Ph.D., who has studied alcohol and drinking for over 40 years, states in his report, The Legal Drinking Age, Science versus Ideology, that while it is true that fewer teens are drinking, when they do drink, they drink more and, in fact, drink to excess. Fewer 18 to 21-year-olds might be drinking, but those that do are drinking more in secret as well as binge drinking. Binge drinking just does not get the publicity that drunk driving gets, though there is a vigorous evidence that it is a jeopardy factor for alcoholism. As for the psychology of the situation, a report from Indiana University found that when people are told not to do something, it can often bring an antithesis reaction. How true for an 18-year-old who is told they are now an adult in every sense of the word except for drinking alcohol. The research denotes that when a juvenile adult feels wrongly targeted, they will resist the crime insinuated and act to regain control, designating they will not comply. In other words, they are going to drink anyways because they don't feel it's fair. So yes, an 18-year-old has many gained freedoms and should be able to act upon them, but statistically, an adolescent should not be drinking. As mothers, fathers, teachers, coaches, and peers, it is our duty to protect our streets, our friends, families, students, and children. It is up to us to make a difference for ourselves, our country, and our own community. Our children are dying due to alcohol, and scientists have again and again proved that alcohol damages the development of the brain as well as other body functions. Psychologists have proven and analyzed that the adolescent mind is not developed at the age of 18 function-wise and maturity-wise. Public safety is at an all-time low, with 239 children killed within the last year, 720 people injured every day, with 28 of those injured dying, billions of dollars costing communities, but the greatest cost is the life of others. This is all due to underage drinking, and for these reasons, the drinking age should and needs to remain at the age of 21.
Good job.
Very good.
Very good, Jesse.